Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we will be talking about a man who claims Diddy, DJ Khaled, and Rick Ross are all a part of the Illuminati. Let's get right into it. I know for the past month or so, we have been talking a lot about Diddy. We have been speaking about his recent lawsuits that started popping up after the Cassie situation. After the last video I did on Diddy, I believed it was time to move on from this situation as I already covered it all. But after what I found recently, I felt that I had to present this to you guys as this to me confirms it all. A few days back, I found this video of a police interrogation from back in 2018 that revealed some interesting information about Diddy and several others in the industry. The interrogation was of a man by the name of Jonathan Odie, who had just been arrested for an attack he committed on the Trump Doral Hotel in Miami. In the interrogation video, the police asked Jonathan why he chose to attack the Trump Hotel, and his response will shock you. Jonathan starts telling the officer a very interesting story about DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, but more importantly, Diddy, seemingly confirming what Cassie sued Diddy for in that lawsuit. According to Jonathan, he was a love slave for Diddy and was one of the men who participated in the freak-offs with Diddy and Cassie. He also states that Diddy, DJ Khaled, and Rick Ross are all secretly gay men and that Diddy is a part of the Boule fraternity, which he claims is a part of the Illuminati.
Diddy and Ross, which are good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They're all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I know you may or may not, I know you're gonna believe me. You have what's called the Illuminati.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
Illuminati, okay?
Okay.
They've made it in dance. Basically what it means, illuminated.
I gotcha.
Okay? They do satanic rituals, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques to their own family, kids, etc. in the group, and they bond that way, okay? Blood sacrifices and everything in the Bohemian Grove, okay?
Alright.
The Bohemian Grove, the Bushes go there. George C. and George, both of them are in the same agenda. They cousins with the Clintons, okay? So is Donald Trump. He's a distant cousin. So all these family ties go back to the same place. The royal family in England, okay? The family here of the Illuminati are descendants of the royal British family, okay? How do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
You know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay, I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist.
Okay.
You're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay, she was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
I had settlement with Sean. Okay. Okay, and he belongs to that agenda. That's what's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's these attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay? When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting framed for anything, okay?
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate, tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. That's all. All right. I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued for the herpes and won, but they did. Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible, I'm not sure. Now, my settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because I was going to be sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had smart ghetto has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they want to set me up as an extortionist, like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically what happened is Diddy and Ross, which are good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah. The Ciroc agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a yacht. They promote binge drinking and drugs.
Gotcha.
I've seen the liquid cocaine, I've drank it myself. Having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time. Alright, he calls it GG, but it's liquid cocaine. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared that I was going to expose him.
As you heard for yourself, Jonathan made some very interesting claims about Diddy, considering what Cassie recently sued them for. According to Jonathan, he was a love slave for Diddy and was hired to participate in these freak-offs with Diddy. He even stated that Diddy would sit in a corner and touch himself while Jonathan did what he did with Cassie, claiming that Diddy instructed him on what to do. This all sounds exactly like what Cassie claimed in that lawsuit. If you guys remember the Cassie lawsuit, she claimed that Diddy would hire men off the internet to have relations with her while Diddy told them what to do to Cassie and touched himself in a corner. So it's very interesting to hear this man 5 years before Cassie's lawsuit back in 2018 claiming that he was one of the men Diddy hired to be with Cassie. According to Jonathan, he had over 15 encounters with Diddy and Cassie. He also claims that at one point ended up reaching a settlement with Diddy worth $5 million because Diddy gave him an STD, claiming Diddy settled with him so he wouldn't expose this to the world. Jonathan also claims he had a video recording of the incident but was forced to turn it in when he settled with Diddy. He also implies that he might actually still have a copy of the video, which to me means he most likely does. He stated that after he settled with Diddy, he had people spy on him to make sure he didn't go on to snitch in the future. He also claimed that his ex-wife even has a photo of the agreement between him and Diddy. Now, if we match this with the lawsuit, Cassie stated that she was tasked with looking for men for the freak-off online. Well, after looking into Jonathan, I discovered that he was a male dancer and also a male adult film actor. He worked on films for a company called Dancing Bears. So it proves he was in that field of work and was possibly on those sites Cassie was looking through. He could have definitely been one of those male dancers Cassie hired for the freak-off. There is no other way he would have known this information in advance. The fact that he was able to provide these details to me confirms he was involved. When he said this, those detectives must have looked at him like a crazy man. But today, his story sounds a lot like the truth. This news article seems to confirm that Odie actually received that settlement money from Diddy. The news article is called "Alleged Trump Doral Jonathan Odie Went from Dead Broke to Property Buying Spree in 1 month." In the article, it clearly states that Odie was flat broke in 2014 and had a negative net worth of $1,800. But out of nowhere, he started buying several properties all over the place after divorcing his wife. It would make sense why he was once working in adult films. He desperately needed the money. He ends up getting hired by Diddy to be with Cassie while he watches and allegedly participates, and then ends up giving Jonathan an STD. Jonathan then settles with Diddy and uses that money to buy all these properties. This news station even asked the lawyer how he was able to buy all these properties cash, and the lawyer responded by stating he couldn't comment. This makes sense because Jonathan claims he signed an agreement that most likely contained a confidentiality agreement. This is clear-cut proof that Diddy paid this man off to keep him quiet. He does not seem to be lying about being a part of the freak-offs. He claimed he found out Diddy and others were in the Illuminati because he overheard private conversations Diddy would have while he was around Diddy. He also claimed that Rick Ross came to his home and threatened him after the settlement to scare him into keeping quiet. I honestly believe what this guy is saying about Diddy. Jonathan was just a man Diddy hired for his freak-offs who managed to hear some stuff he wasn't supposed to hear. He ended up allegedly contracting an STD from his dealings with Diddy, and Diddy paid them to keep quiet. To me, this 100% confirms Cassie's story about the freak-offs and all the other things Diddy was doing. What more proof do we need? We just heard a former adult film star saying he had a settlement with Diddy for the exact thing Cassie sued them for 5 years later. Now, we know exactly what Diddy got going on. It appears that Diddy is getting male performers off the internet and using them in his rituals. They know these people work in secrecy. They normally don't speak about the things they see or do. Now we know why Diddy settled so quickly, because what Cassie was accusing him of seems to be the truth. How else would this random man know exactly what Diddy did with Cassie? This to me was mind-blowing, and I wonder if Jonathan is okay. He obviously was a major problem for Diddy, maybe not so much after being arrested. I found out he was eventually sentenced for what he did at the Trump Hotel, but I don't know how long it was for. Jonathan also talks about why he targeted Trump's hotel to begin with, claiming that he believed the Illuminati were trying to take out Trump. He mentioned the Illuminati card game having cards that showed Trump.
So Donald turned his back, but he's still trying to negotiate a peaceful way out, and they have an agenda to kill him. Example, if you look at the Illuminati card games, example, okay? You look at the game, Illuminati card game?
I'm not familiar with it, so help me understand.
It's a card game.
It's a card game.
That tells exactly what their agenda is.
Okay.
It's called mental pre-programming. That means that you predispose already, once you play this, your mind's already predisposed at this happening, and you accepting it. Okay? So they have a picture of Donald in that game.
Oh, okay.
Alright? I'm not crazy. They have the picture of Donald. So it's kind of like a hidden agenda, which they try to make open to our eyes, but we really don't see it. We're so busy working.
It's kind of like hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
This is where I believe he is confused. We all know all presidents are Masonic puppets, and Trump is no different. The fact that Trump was in the Illuminati card game proves he was a part of the plan all along. I covered the Illuminati card game in this video some time ago. You guys can check that video out after this one. Jonathan claims he did what he did to the Trump Hotel to send a message that he won't be accepting corruption anymore. But the truth is, Jonathan accidentally stumbled onto a world he wasn't supposed to see. This eventually cost him everything because he couldn't unsee what he saw. He witnessed the evils of Hollywood firsthand, and it drove him to a path of self-destruction. I don't need any more confirmation that Diddy is guilty. This interrogation to me proves it all. The more that time passes, the more the industry dirt gets revealed. Hopefully, this situation will wake more people up and keep them from selling their souls. Keep them from doing anything to be in Hollywood. Just look at what Cassie was put through. She wanted to be a star, and Diddy made her sell her soul to be one. I strongly believe Diddy is a Thalemite. Those freak-offs sound awfully too familiar to those 6 magic rituals those who practice Thelema do. Aleister Crowley was the creator of Thelema, and he taught his followers that love is the law, love under will. Diddy literally changed his middle name to Love and started embracing this image. I definitely believe Diddy is either a part of the Boule Masonic fraternity or just even a Prince Hall Freemason. For those who don't know what the Prince Hall is, it's a Masonic system that was created for Black Americans back in the 1700s. Diddy definitely appears to be a Masonic puppet. I could believe him and Rick Ross being a part of the Boule. I also wouldn't be surprised if Jonathan was right and DJ Khaled and Rick Ross are into men as well. Khaled is a Masonic puppet. He can be seen doing the Masonic all-seeing eye hand gesture in this photo. Rick Ross has a whole song called Freemason and even put Masonic symbols in one of his music videos. Jonathan is not lying or making things up. All of these guys are Masonic puppets and are into some strange activities. I'm shocked that this interview has been on YouTube for 5 years, and now is that I'm finally seeing it. I was also shocked that it wasn't front page news when it happened. Well, we know why. Because the media is run by the Masonic puppets, and the media is what controls the narrative. They hid this story and kept it from getting big. The entire music industry is run and controlled by Freemasons. They are using entertainment to control and manipulate the masses. Diddy is not an elite, but he is a gatekeeper, and he has been abusing his gatekeeper power, taking advantage of those under him. Now, he is paying the price for doing so. I hope all Diddy's victims get the justice they deserve. And I also hope that all the industry dirt gets revealed and more people stay away from the evil industry. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.